Hello and welcome to another live stream. How is everyone doing? Hope you're having a good time. Hey, Mohammed, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. We've got an early bird on here. Appreciate you coming on so early. Yeah, not quite 8 o'clock yet, but yeah, no, appreciate it, honestly. We've got some early chat, which is awesome. Let me just get the chat popped out here so I can make sure I don't miss anything. How's everyone doing? Apologies I didn't come on Monday. I went to the dentist. I was feeling a little bit sorry for myself, so yeah, yeah. I decided not to. My mouth was all numb, so I decided not to come on and start like dribbling and not be able to talk on Monday. But yeah, hey, how's it going, Jacob? Thanks for joining us. How's everything going, mate? You all good? Looks like it's going to be a fun day or a night, I suppose, in Nottingham. For those of you that, well, wait, I'll announce this in a little bit again. Not announce it, but yeah. I'll just mention it a few times, I suppose. But there's a seller meetup, an Amazon seller meetup in Nottingham on Saturday. So I will be there. I can't remember what time it starts, actually. Where's the link? I had a link. I think link's in description. Hey, Snappy, how's it going? There's a link in the description. I put that there. So if you want to come to Nottingham on Saturday, it's Saturday during the day. Come hang out with me, hang out with some other Amazon sellers. You should definitely come along. So 11 a.m. There you go. Cool. Awesome. So hey, Adrian, how's it going? It's going to be a good day, to be fair. So it's like a 4-hour event, and then afterwards we'll just kind of hang out, go to a pub or whatever. I think a few people are planning on a big night out. I won't be going on a big night out. Maybe we'll see, but probably not. Well, Jacob, last time it was an open bar, so not sure I should have told you guys that, but yeah, last time it was. Everyone was very sensible, though, so hopefully you'll be sensible as well. But yeah, it was an open bar last time, so take that information as you wish. So, but yeah, I don't want anyone getting drunk and causing a scene because I said that, by the way. So you've got to be very sensible. That's a shame, Adrian. I am going to try and arrange some because last time, I said this last time, to be fair, but I went to the one last year and it was absolutely amazing. So I said, you know what, I'm going to start doing these because once a year is not enough. So I just need to actually get down and doing it, basically, and get them set up, to be fair. Do mogul meetups like a couple of times a year. But yeah, so it's a shame, Adrian, you can't make it. But next time, there's always next time, or if I do one. So I'll keep an eye on you, Jacob. Make sure you don't abuse it. So you can just keep pace with me. One Dark Coke every 2 hours, and that's it, basically. Is there going to be an open bar at my one? No, probably not. These events aren't cheap to host. To be fair, I remember last time the guy told me it cost a lot of money, but Selleramp can afford it. To be fair, so they can afford it. But yeah. Oh man, so I've got a new lens on. You probably haven't noticed anyway. Yeah, guys. But yeah, looking for a more. Anyway, it doesn't matter too much. I was playing around with the cameras and stuff, and you can see a bit more of the office now. You can see the kind of thing over here, which is in the shot. It doesn't look that great. I need to sort that out. But yeah, I don't think I can, Jacob. I don't think I can. Hey, Smash, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. Hey, Mohammed, how's it going, buddy? Yes, it's been a pretty good. Hey, Zara, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. We've got some good regulars in here. That's awesome. Thanks, guys, for joining. So apologies, I wasn't on a Monday. I said I went to the dentist around like 2:30, I think it was, and then I was feeling very sorry for myself the rest of the day, and I just didn't want to do the live stream. My mouth is still numb, to be fair, so yeah. Hey, Bert, how's it going? Yeah, everyone's hello to everyone in the chat as well. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, thanks guys for joining us. Honestly, it's awesome. So yeah, it's been a pretty good month. I've been off to an absolute cracking month so far, actually. There's been some bad news, hasn't there? We've lost a lot of good brands this month. It's a real shame. And I've not seen any more recently. The last one I saw that we kind of lost was Ralph Lauren, which just kind of sucks, really. Although I'd never actually sold that brand. For whatever reason, I thought it was hard-gated. So yeah, I need to stop having these like biases and thinking that these things need to double check. But yeah, that is now hard gated. So if you've got any Ralph Lauren, I think it's the 9th of November, I think is the deadline to get rid of all your stock. If you've got it in Amazon already. If you haven't got it in Amazon already, then you need to, you just have to eBay it essentially. Thank God we've got Christmas coming up, so that does well. We lost CeraVe as well. That's a one. I've got an entire pallet of CeraVe. basically inbound to Amazon. I'm not sure if it's going to check in or not. So I'm a little bit nervous about that, to be fair. I'm hoping because it's already on the way in, it should be okay. But yeah, it's like 700 or 800 units. No, it's nearly 800 units of CeraVe. So that brand's gone, which sucks. We lost Clinique. I just literally had a sale now. That reminded me of this whole situation. I've got a sale here of Clinique. That has to be gone by... amount of that I've got returned to... CeraVe. Okay, interesting. But yeah, so hopefully, is it in mine? I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah, you think this recent hard gating, if routine... I don't know. These things... And by the way, when... CeraVe Clinique happened. What was it? Ralph Lauren. I swear there was another one as well. I can't remember. No, actually, it's in my software. If you're an OA hero, by the way, I put these little announcements out to let everyone know. We lost La Roche-Posay and Vichy as well. Although they were already kind of hard gated, and then they came off the list, and they came back on. So that one wasn't such a big one. Oh, and then DKNY was another one as well. Yeah, so I've got all these little announcements out in OA Hero. So you've got the logo down there. You can see it the other side. But yeah. So you can get that if you want, and you get access to all this stuff. And as soon as I hear it, I basically update the software, and you get notified right away. Is there a list of hard-gated brands? There isn't a list of hard-gated brands. I mean, there is kind of within OA Hero. We keep a list of brands that I'm aware of, but there's many, many other brands that I'm not aware of, to be fair. So there's not like an extensive list from Amazon, unfortunately. So I can't really say why the hard gating's happening, unfortunately. I kind of know, but I really can't say. But it's just Amazon being a little bit stricter right now. Things hopefully are going to change, though. That's the thing. Things are hopefully going to change when it comes to the hard gating and stuff. But then there are some brands coming off hard gate soon as well. So I felt like around this time last year there was some that came on to hard gating. They're going to come off again. So these things come on and off. Sometimes they stay on forever, and sometimes they come off. They're on for a year or so as a more like a temporary measure to just protect the brand, I suppose. Let's put it like that. So, but who knows? It's not like the best trend that I'm seeing right now, but Amazon goes through these kind of like cycles. Everything goes through these cycles. We have the good and the bads, and I feel like it might just be kind of a Q4 thing, to be fair, where it's just getting a little bit strict this year. But hopefully it will come off in say 6 months, 12 months, whatever. So it's another nice sale there. That was a nice Cogita lead, actually, that was. So I need to get some more of that. I need to replant it. That was my last item. It's some toothpaste. So not too bad, actually. £2.58 profit. Nice. Not too bad. So yeah, I'm having a cracking month so far. So today's not necessarily the best. A bit slow for me, to be honest. But I'll do the ROI as well. It's not the best ROI, but it is what it is. So that's today so far. I was just going to post the profit and the sales, but I thought, whatever. Yeah, I'd rather be higher ROI. It is what it is anyway. So that's how I'm doing so far today, which is pretty good. So maybe we'll get to 300. I mean, yesterday, I think it was, I made 600 and... What was yesterday? Yesterday was a banger. No, it was the day before, sorry. So I did 372 yesterday. Then day before that, which was like the 8th, I think it was, I did something like 600 and some crazy number. Here we go. Oh, better R on this one. There we go. So that was on the 8th, which was really nice. That was obviously a really nice day, to be fair. So loving that, to be fair. And then obviously for the month, I'm on a pretty good month so far. Just actually hit, well, actually a little bit over now. We're on the 4,000. So you guys know I'm trying to get to 10k a month. I just missed it last month by, I think, 50 or 100 quid or something like that. Maybe it was a few £100. No, it was like 9. I think I did line 7 actually. Sorry, yeah, 9.7. I think what I did last month. So if things carry on, in theory, I should hit 10,000 this month. But we'll see, basically. But yeah, so... Claudius, thanks Claudius for joining us, by the way. Amazon sends me back a lot less returns than I actually have. The default setting is return to my address on the first of each month. How is best to stay on top of this and query this to support? I mean, I kind of just like call stuff when I kind of I want to get it back and get it sorted, but yeah, you can have obviously the auto setting. So Jacob, who's in the chat now, runs Returnify. He deals with all returns. To be honest, I actually kind of getting them sent back here at the moment, but I need to reactivate that, to be fair, because essentially what's happening, which I wanted to stop happening, is happening again, where I'm piling up returns now, and I'm not dealing with them, and they're just money sat there. So I just had a few bad ones that came back, and I was like, I want to see those. So, but yeah, Jacob runs Returnify, so you can do that, and yeah, you got to get onto, you got to keep on top of reimbursements, things like that. If you want to know about reimbursements and all the ways you can, all the leaks that happen inside your business, check out my website, fbamogul.com. We've got literally like 10 articles on. I've not actually been on there in a little while, actually. I need to get up to date. Hopefully, there's yeah. Yeah, we've got a load of. Oh, I should be able to share my screen, actually. Yeah, oh, well, it's too late now. But yeah, if you go to fbamogul.com, you've got 10 articles there, which basically explain all the leaks in your Amazon business, including how to do reimbursements and all the ways you can kind of do those. So go and check out fbamogul.com. It's an awesome website. There's so many articles now. I spent a fortune on this website, by the way, guys. So I have to pay to give you guys free information. So yeah, I don't even know what I spent on this website, to be fair, but yeah, it's a lot. So yeah, but there's loads of information. We've got loads of retail arbitrage stuff on there, which is going to be fantastic for Q4 as well. R8 is absolutely insane. We've got literally, we've got Lidl on there, we've got Aldi, we've got all sorts on there. Smiths, Tesco's, Asda, WH Smiths, which is now called something else, Halfords, all those, Dunelm, loads of got literally a store guide for all those places. I need to maybe revamp the website a little bit to make it easier to find those, but yeah, they're all in there basically. So is it just catch up with the chat? Is Amazon on all the brands that you'd think? So Adrian, it's not actually necessarily them taking monopoly, because they did this with a really good brand which I used to really like, called Lancome or Lancome. And I looked and I sold loads of that last Q4, like loads of. In fact, I had a very big decision to make. I ordered about 800 units of a Lancome perfume and something gift set. I think it was a gift set. Anyway, and I ordered a load of it really close to December, like really close. Like I think it was like the end of November. I was like, man, it's going to be. I think it was like 800 units or something. I can't remember, 500, 800 units. It was a lot anyway. And I was like, should I order this? It's really close to Christmas. But then I was looking at the data and it was like, it still sold really well in the new year. And in fact, I sold a load of it. I had maybe 100 units left over in the new year, and it still sold well in January, and they still made plenty of money on it. But that brand disappeared, and Amazon said, "Oh, we're hard gating it for the customer experience. We're gonna just stock it ourselves." And then I look at all the listings that I sold. I sold different sizes, like 50, 80 mil, 35 mil. I think it was a 30 mil. The gift set. They're all out of stock. They've been out of stock for months. So this whole like customer experience BS is just basically, it's the brand just want to protect themselves essentially. That's all it is. It's the brand. And Amazon have to obviously put out a good message saying, hey, it's to protect it's to best customer experience kind of rubbish, you know. And then obviously it's just out of stock. It's great customer experience there. It's out of stock for months. So yeah, anyway, it is what it is. But yeah, so it's not necessarily a monopoly. Amazon. I think Amazon would rather let you sell it. To be fair, I think it's the brands coming down and being a bit stricter. So it's not necessarily. Hey Kevin, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. So Jacob's saying 53 average cog on that day, selling some big stuff. Oh yeah, I'm definitely getting into some higher stuff. To be fair, yeah, I've got it all. I've got small items. I've got as in like they're making like the one I just sold earlier, which was this toothpaste, which I'm making £2.58 profit, but it sells really quickly. I've got ones that sell slower. I'm making 100, 200. I even bought a lead. I bought it over a few days, to be fair, which is £248 profit, something like that. So, there's I'm all over the place, really, when it comes to these kind of things. So, yeah, I'm buying all sorts of stuff. Hey, ER, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. Jacobs said, is that II or just 0.0? I don't know what that is. Adrian's saying, with Cogita, it doesn't matter where the product is imported from in terms of packaging, language, anything like that. So it does, but it depends on the product. So toothpaste, for example, I don't think people are really going to care. Shampoo, conditioner, again, it doesn't really matter. If it's a perfume, it's going to be gifted. I mean, they're pretty much all in English anyway, to be fair, or Italian, probably. It doesn't really matter too much. It depends on the kind of product, but generally, the EAN or the GTIN should match the sort of the language. Very few items I've had where it's been like Polish or whatever. I think I've sold some stuff which was like Polish. It was like a toothpaste or it was a toothpaste. It was I can't remember what it was now, what brand. But it was Polish and it sold fine. So it all depends on the product and what it is. So yeah, unfortunately, the answer to a lot of stuff in Amazon is depends. Because absolutely chucking it down outside. I've got the window open. I hope it doesn't come in and electrocute me. I've got my fan there. I was hoping to go for a walk after this. I'm not sure I'm going to be doing that. Oh well, I managed to get one in earlier, so it wasn't too bad. But yeah, not the nicest weather, but managed to squeeze one in. It is what it is. My friend's currently in Cyprus right now, and it's like 35 degrees there. He keeps sending me pictures and stuff. It looks really nice. I wish I was there right now. Hey Neil, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. Is Amazon still doing auto ungating? Because scanning is a good few items. When manual ungate, it goes straight to you need invoice. I think some brands are, some brands aren't. I've definitely seen people get the auto ungate, but it's generally tends to be the brands that aren't that well protected, I suppose. I've heard all these weird little. Oh yeah, TJ Jones. That was it, Jacob. Yeah. Who goes on the high street these days? I don't know. Not been on the high street in ages. It's thunder and lightning out there now. So if I suddenly disappear, it means I've had a lightning strike. Just let you know. So, so you can still do ungating. Look, the current state of Amazon right now. I talked about this in my latest vlog actually, which I need to release. Is a little bit tricky right now. Actually, I was having a chat with Adrian about this. I was a little bit doom and gloom about it. I apologise for that, to be fair, because I was like, oh man, Amazon are really testing my limits right now. But I think overall, it's just Amazon just being a little bit strict. I think what's happening. Is I need to be careful about what I say here. Amazon's just essentially doing a little bit of a clamp down right now on just all the brands and stuff like that, basically, just to kind of, I think it's almost like a little bit of a reset, essentially, just to try and clamp down and just protect the platform a little bit. And I feel like once they've kind of done that a little bit, things will open up again, basically. So yeah, it's quite tough right now. Ungating is like, it's almost like they're just saying like, look, we're putting a little bit of a pause on ungating right now. A lot of brands is not getting ungated no matter what you do. Or it takes like 50 attempts, saying that I got ungated first time on Tommy Hilfiger, So, but other brands like Michael Kors, I just cannot for the life of me get ungated. I feel like they're just auto-rejecting everyone right now. But yeah, so I feel like things will come around. I think it's just a little bit maybe of a little reset. There's been a few kind of controversies on Amazon in the past sort of year or so with YouMove, and there was Frontline as well. I'm sure there's been some others I'm not even aware of, and they're just Amazon just maybe getting a little bit stricter just to kind of reset the platform, I think. So it's a little bit concerning to me, to be fair, because obviously my entire business and career is based around not only just doing Amazon, but teaching Amazon and, doing these live streams, doing the social media, the group, everything I do is Amazon. I've really put all my eggs in one basket, to be fair. And I'm also doing mentoring now as well. This is the second time I mentioned that. So I only mentioned it one time on a recent vlog. I had a load of people book in for that, for discovery calls on those, which is amazing. So here's the second time I'm mentioning it. So it's launching, or if you can book a call in if you want. Actually, I don't think I've got a link in the description, actually. Anyway, I wasn't planning on actually mentioning it, but anyway, is what it is. I'll put a link maybe after this if you want to book a discovery call with me to do mentoring. But yeah, so I'm doing that as well, essentially. So I'm really putting all my eggs in one basket. But yeah, I decided I'm going to do mentoring, and yeah, so but you have to kind of have a call with me first, make sure we're the right fit, that kind of thing, basically. But yeah, and then the official kind of launch of it all is the 1st of October. But yeah, so it won't start right away. Have the discovery call, see if we're right fit for each other. Make sure it's not going to hurt your business, make sure it's correct for you, basically. And then essentially I've got get a few things in place first. I'm making out a course. So we've got like the basics covered. I'm doing a few other things as well, which I'm not going to reveal right now. But yeah, basically, and then it's going to be launching on the 1st with the first people, I guess, pay a few days before, and then we'll get started, basically. And I'll teach you everything I know about sourcing and Amazon. So I've had some right bangers recently as well. God. Absolutely insane deals. Anyway, wasn't planning on talking about that, but anyway, here's what it is. But yeah, auto ungate does still happen on certain brands. Okay, Adrian's ungated on 2 brands this week before both first attempts, both premium brands. Okay, wow, Adrian, that's amazing. What brands were they then? Can you let us know? You're doing the exact right thing there, Adrian. You have to, essentially, I always say this, and it's really bad, but you got to kind of treat the people at Amazon who are reviewing the ungates like 4-year-olds. you got to basically point at everything. You got to, and actually Quickita, I'm working with Quickita right now on this, and they're changing their entire like how they give you the document. So they're going to be hopefully doing this all for you, but basically just pointing out like this is the supply address, this is the ASIN, this is the quantity, this is the, we don't need the price, but just pointing it all out essentially and just making it really obvious. Because so I heard ages back that basically when you get an account termination, they spend 3 minutes reviewing that termination. That is how long they get to review the documents and stuff for your termination. So based on that, imagine how long they spend for an ungate. 30 seconds probably as an average, maybe a minute. So the easier you can make it for them by pointing things out, the better, the higher likelihood it is of you getting ungated. Now, this is obviously a hearsay. I think I heard this from I can't remember who I heard it from, but yeah, they said 3 minutes for an account suspension termination. And then from that, I'm assuming, so this is like speculative and stuff, that they spend like 60 seconds on an ungate request. But yeah, well done, Adrian. So that's awesome. And that's not a brand you got ungated there. That's awesome. Yeah, because one thing that's really difficult for me is Adrian is kind of new to Amazon. We had a chat about this, and I mean, it's been so long since I've been a brand new seller. It's really hard for me to know what brands are kind of like auto ungate and stuff. I really wish I kept track of it. And obviously, they're saying that things change over time. But yeah, for what the experience that I have when I ungate is different to a brand new seller. I've got categories and brands that are open to me that a new seller isn't. So it's very difficult for me to relate necessarily and understand a brand new seller's account, what brands you can and cannot ungate. I know certain categories are definitely stricter because I went through that whole process myself. In my first sort of month of doing Amazon, I bought all those Tommy Tippy. I've talked about this before. 1,200 baby bottles from A2A. That was insane profit. Those were absolutely insane. But they all got delivered here, and my entire apartment was a warehouse. And I was like, oh my god, I make so much money here. And then I went through the ungate of baby feeding with the A2A invoices. I was like, yeah, I got that done. Then I went through the ungating of Tommy Tippy, and it was like, yeah, ungated, fine. Then it said, no, you can't sell this category. You can't sell baby feeding category. I was like, no. But then, people just said, look, be patient. You're a new account. That certain categories are stricter for new sellers, as they should be, to be fair. Baby feeding is probably one of the ones they should be strict on, maybe even stricter. But after 3 months or so, literally one day after like 3 months or whatever, someone messaged in the group saying, hey, I can sell it now. And because they're in the same position as me. And there you go, I could sell it and send it all in. I remember bagging it up for whatever reason. I sat there poly-bagging all these things. And they're in a box, but I wasn't sure what was... So stupid. Oh, man. So funny. Oh, yeah, thanks, Adrian. I won't say them, basically, if you don't want me to. Nice. Yeah. I feel like the first one now, I cannot tell you. I'm not going to say what brand it is, but I had so much problems ungating that first brand. Literally, it did my head in. My younger brother, who did Amazon for about 3 months or so, 4 months, he managed to get it ungated, even though it's like a new account. And I was sat there. I could not ungate that brand. It was doing my head in. And then eventually I did get it ungated. But yeah, no, that's good, mate. So yeah, that's awesome to see, to be fair, that you got those ungated. So it just shows that there's still opportunity there, to be fair. And that first one you've got, by the way, is a killer one for Q4. Like, really good. Like, really good. So yeah, that is a really nice one you got ungated there. That is absolutely amazing. But yeah. Oh, my God. So all my mates are messaging me as well. I need to put on DND. I've got 10 messages waiting. Probably talk about all this like Russia stuff going on with anyway, we won't get into politics and things like that, but yeah, L'Oreal Professional, no, it shouldn't be a hard ungate. No, Luke, that should be one you should be able to do. Yeah, I don't see why that would be a very difficult one, to be fair. So I'm not going to kind of discuss the pricing on here. I want to book a call in with you. It's not cheap, and put it like that, basically. But yeah, it's I wasn't going to necessarily talk about it, but yeah, it's not cheap. Basically, I'm not going to say how much it is. If you want to do, let me get my Calendly up, and if you want to book a call with me, we can discuss your situation, things like that, and then see if it's right for you. I have turned down 4 people so far. Basically, I've had about 10 calls, which is amazing, by the way. I only mentioned in that vlog video. I've had about 10, maybe 11 calls now. And I've turned down 4 people so far. So yeah, that's the link if you want to book in a call and we can have a chat and just see if it's right for you. There's a lot of good plans I've got in place for this. The reason I decided to do it, and again I talked about this in my vlog, is that I literally do so many calls with people, like the free 15-minute calls, which often turn into like an hour call, just because I enjoy chatting to people, talking about my favourite topic, at business and Amazon. I speak to so many people and they're saying, one person paid for 3 mentorship programs, 3 of them, and he still is lost in Amazon essentially. It feels like nearly everyone I speak to is paid for some kind of mentorship program. Now, I actually did, for the first time, I had a call with someone on Monday who, and by the way, normally all these things, they're saying, it's not very good or pretty average. Most of the time it's bad. But I had a call with a guy on Monday, actually, who said he had a mentorship call with a guy, and he said it was a really good experience. So I was like, it's nice to hear, actually, there's actually people out there. And I won't say who it was, but... I was like, that's really good. I'm glad you got some good stuff. It was really cheap, to be fair, and you got some really good value out of there. So I was like, it's nice to see that actually there is a few people out there that are doing good mentorships, because that's the reason I decided to do it, is because there's people getting ripped off, basically. They're just getting a bad experience. So, it's a shame to see. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it now, basically, I've turned down 4 people so far, but hopefully, I need to get better at sales, to be honest. But no, I want to make sure everyone's correct. It's not. I don't want to put anyone in debt. I don't want to hurt anyone. I want people to be the right fit for it, and so that we can benefit, basically. Oh, I've got a little visitor. So hello. I'm looking after my neighbour's cat, so she's staying here at the moment. She's a bit depressed today, actually, so I might have to go and play with her after this. She's looking a bit sad. Come on, let me come. You going to say hello? No. She's looking very sad at the moment. She's upset her owner's gone. I'm just going to let her out. 1 second, guys. We'll be back in 1 minute. I'm going to let her outside. Come on, there you go. This way, come on. Come now. There you go. Go on, then. Sorry about that, guys and girls. I just had to let her outside. Nah, I just let her out, basically. I do have a picture on my phone somewhere. I'll get it. She looks very depressed, actually. So after this, I'll have to get the laser pen out and stuff and have a play with her anyway. So she's not been very happy today. Anyway, what are we talking about? Oh, the mentorship thing. But anyway, so if you want, there's a link there anyway. If you want to, it's not starting to the 1st October. I want to get a few things in place beforehand, before I do it. I want to get a course filmed with the videos, a few other bits as well. I'm not going to say too much, but yeah, it's going to be awesome. It is going to be awesome, to be fair. I'm super excited by it, actually. So sorry, I should have picked her up, but she just wanted to go out. So she wanted a pet, actually, and then when it wasn't obvious that I wasn't going to give her one, she wanted to go outside. Anyway, that neighbour's cat is kind of. When I first moved here, she literally hated being petted, and I kind of built that trust up over time, and now she literally comes in crying and begging to be petted. So she's such a funny cat. Anyway, what else we got to talk about? So the state of Amazon is it's a little bit tricky at the moment, but I think all these things come through in cycles and waves, and I think things will get better, hopefully anyway. So otherwise, I might have to transition into something else. Who knows? What are my mates messaging me for? I don't know. It's 11 messages now. Oh yeah, and it was really good to with that mentorship program that someone got a really good experience out of it. It was so cheap as well. I think the guy paid £450 for 6 1-hour sessions. And he got loads of value. I was like, mate, that is a freaking bargain. I was like, I might get mentorship from this person if I learn one little thing out of that person for that price. One thing, I get my £450 back, probably tenfold. So I was like, that's really good to hear, to be fair. So it's not all bad news from all these mentors out there. There are some good ones. So Cristiano saying, good evening. Thanks for all your gems. Oh, no problem, as always. Still quite new to Amazon and was wondering, is sellability and Arbisource the same, or which do you prefer, or use both? So they're essentially both the same. I personally use Arbisource, but they're both really good. I know there is a sort of package. You can get sellability, you can get PPP, you can get all those things together in sort of one package, which is why a lot of people use sellability. Sellability has a really good feature that I like, in which you can do concurrent scans. You can run depends on your plan, but I think you can run 3 or 5 scans at a time, or 2 scans at a time, which is really good. Now, Arbisource doesn't have that feature right now. I know I've requested it multiple times. The owner of Arbisource, by the way, is going to be at the seller meeting on Saturday, by the way. So if you guys are coming along to that meeting on Saturday, did I put the link? I think the link's in the description if you want to sign up to that. You need to sign up, by the way. You can't just turn up. You've got to sign up. But yeah, he's going to be there. That's one thing I do like about Arbisource. He's in my community. He's always available to answer questions. The software is really good. But saying that, if you've got Sellability, it's good as well. It's fine. I personally just don't use it myself, just because I kind of got used to Arbisource. But to be honest, I really should, to be fair, because it allows me to do... One thing I don't like is I can only do one scan at a time on Arbisource. I've actually resorted in the past to... When I was really, really busy with Cogita and I had my VA going and stuff, we had to have 2 Arbisources going. And you know, it was expensive, but it was worth it to me. But yeah, so having that multiple concurrent scan thing on Sellability is actually a killer feature, to be fair. So I say go with whatever you have success with, whatever you like, and whatever, if you got it within your plan, go for that essentially. But yeah, my personal preference is Arbisource. So yeah, and there isn't a link in the description, but anyone who wants to sign up, let me get the old thing out. Get the old affiliate link out for you guys. And you also got a discount code as well, so that's the link for it. But if you use this code here, you can get 30% off your first month. So I think you get a 7-day free trial and you get 30% off your first month. So hey, give it a go for 7 days, see if you like it. Hey, I don't, you know, and then obviously decide to say you get save a bit of money in your first month. But yeah. Oh, thank you. Sorry, I'm terrible at reading names. Shamsha. Sorry, I couldn't read your name for a second there. Shamsha. Thank you, appreciate it massively. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Can I increase the font of this? Just realised it's such a tiny font on here. Yes, there we go, perfect. That is making my life so much easier. I'm getting old now, eyesight's going, hairs, look at that receding hairline, look at that, crazy. You know, hair's going, yeah. Yeah, I think I'm 40 in a few months, crazy. Time flies, eh? But yeah, so... Yeah, go with whatever you prefer, basically. It's the same for this Buybot Pro, the Seller AMP. Talking about Seller, they're the ones that are hosting the event on Saturday. They're both really good products. It's just put down to personal preference. I think there's things that I like in both. I really like the traffic light system inside of Buybot Pro, especially for beginners, makes it really easy. But then I also like the speed of Seller AMP. I think Buybot Pro can be a bit slow at times. So there's pros and cons to all these things. It comes down to personal preference. And to be fair, speed doesn't necessarily matter unless you're doing A to A's. Pretty much, if you're not doing A to A's, then speed makes no difference. But sometimes when you've got an A to A ping and you're like trying to analyze it really quickly, not that you should be analyzing it, to be fair, you shouldn't be analyzing it, although sometimes I can't help myself. You should be just buying it and then think about it afterwards. But yeah, obviously in the mentoring, been giving all the little tips and tricks A to A's as well. I've given a lot of stuff for free out anyway, but there's still a few little gems, I think, that I've discovered over the past sort of few months when it comes to A to A. But yeah, how are you getting on with Arbisource, by the way? What do you guys prefer? Do you prefer Sellability or do you prefer Arbisource? There's another one coming out as well, actually, which I'm currently working with, which is really interesting. I'm not going to say what features they've got because I don't want to kind of leak it out to other people, but there's another one coming out which has got a really insane feature, which I found really useful, and it's kind of game-changing in a way. So that's going to be interesting. I'm saying I'm partnering with them, potential ownership potential on that one as well. But yeah, we need to kind of get working. And to be fair, I've been focusing mainly on the mentorship right now, getting that sorted. But then I need to really focus back on the software. But yeah, it's got a very interesting feature. When I saw it, I was like, wow, that's really cool, because it's something that Sellability, I'm pretty sure Sellability don't do it. I know Arbisource don't do it. I was like, that's a really game-changing feature to expand. Yeah, to do Amazon, basically. So, but yeah. I had a chat with a guy the other day who was absolutely crushing it on eBay. I think I talked about this on my vlog, but I think he randomly found me on Cogita server and booked a call with me, but had no idea who I was. Sounds bad, but like, no, I did that. I did it on YouTube, or I had my own community or whatever. He thought I worked for Cogita. Which is fair. I push it all the time, to be fair. But yeah, we were just talking and talking about it, and he was like absolutely crushing eBay. I think he'd been only doing it a year or so, or maybe it might have been 2 years. I think it was a year, and he already hit the VAT registration limit. I was like, man, you are crushing eBay. And then we're talking a little bit about Amazon and should he go into Amazon. I was like, mate, if you're crushing eBay, making good money, like, do that. Like, yeah, I was like, to hit the VAT threshold on eBay in such a short period, I was like, that is impressive. Yeah, it was like, there's so many opportunities out there. I know Cogita just put an email out today around doing TikTok. If you guys want to type TikTok, by the way, just DM me. I can hook you up with an invite. Because TikTok tried to get me to kind of go on there, and I just haven't had the time. But I've not been pushing it because I said to them, hey, I mean, this sounds really bad, but one, I don't really have the time to deal with TikTok right now. So I was like, not been doing too fussed about it. Was TikTok. Yeah, it was TikTok. Yeah. No, it's a different one actually. Never mind. It was Temu. Sorry. Yeah, not TikTok. Temu. Getting confused between all these platforms. Yeah, if you want a link to sign up to Temu, let me know. They were trying to get me on the platform, and I gave it a little go for it, and I was doing the time. And then they said, oh, we're not going to pay you for anyone you sign up. So I was like, oh, okay, well, what's the incentive for me to promote it? No incentive. So I've kind of not really talked about it too much. But if anyone's interested who does multi-platform and wants an invite to Temu, DM me and I can hook you up. But yeah, it's not something I've dealt with really. It could be interesting, but yeah. They're definitely moving away from the whole China to Europe. They're trying to do Europe to Europe, like sellers like me and you guys, creating stores on there and selling stuff. So it could be interesting. It's definitely an interesting one. But yeah, if that's something that interests you guys, just DM me and I'll hook you up with that. I'll put you in touch with the guy on WhatsApp or whatever. But yeah, I think I got confused there between TikTok and Temu. I'm pretty sure it's TikTok. They talked about Cogita doing some sort of TikTok thing. I know people again doing pretty well on TikTok as well. I'll be honest, I just don't understand TikTok. To be honest, I just don't understand it. Like the whole shopping thing on there, I just don't get it. I think I'm at that, but I'm just too old. I just don't understand why would anyone go on there and shop. I don't even know how you shop on TikTok, to be honest. I just do not understand it. I probably could sit down and learn it, but I just don't have the time. Or the inclination to do it. Just showing my age now. What happened to me? I used to be really into tech. Now I just spend all my money on, you can see about there, cameras and lenses. Like they can come out of these things I've accumulated over time. Absolutely crazy. So, yeah, I've even got one above, pointing down there, which on that stand. But yeah, oh man. Yeah. Anyone got any questions, by the way, about Amazon? I've been just rattling on and talking, but not taking any questions. Well, there's been a few questions to be fair, but yeah. If you've got any more questions about Amazon or anything like that, let me know, guys. Help keep it going before I run out of things to talk about. And yeah, if you guys, with all these restricted brands and stuff, definitely need to stay on top of them. Check out OA Hero in the bottom there. There's a link in the description. Use code FBA Mogul. You can get £50 off. If you want, it'll get you for £100 on the lifetime. But yeah, it's a good tool, and so I try and keep it very up to date with all the restricted brands that are coming along and stuff like that. So yeah, Christian is saying, I signed up to OA Hero before the increase. Really cool tool. Will the Amazon feature be added soon where you flag products on the Amazon page? Yeah, it's already there. Yeah, absolutely. It's already there. Yeah, absolutely. So Christian, go to like search a Hugo Boss product and go to that on Amazon. It should be on there. It should say it's hard gated. There's a slight issue. This is one. There's a new release coming out. It's basically almost ready to go. It basically is ready to go. There's a slight issue though, and I've noticed a few people having issues with it when they've got kind of really slow browsers with loads of extensions on there, and maybe not the quickest computer. The data doesn't load on the Amazon page, so that is something my developer is now trying to figure out. It's actually really hard to simulate. Because she's got a good computer and doesn't have like bloat on there, so we've had to like try and simulate this. She's trying to. This is what's delaying the next release. Is just trying to fix this bug. Or maybe I should just release it anyway. To be fair, but yeah, to be fair, I should just release it anyway. To be fair, but yeah, we're trying to get this bug fixed because I've installed this for a few people. And it's not, that bit's not worked because their like browser was so slow. Now that's my fault for not making the software good enough. So I'm not saying it's your fault or anything, but yeah, when there's a slow, it's just to help me realize when there's a slow browser with lots of extensions, it doesn't have time, it doesn't essentially get loaded on the page. So on Amazon, so it's something we're going to try to deal with essentially. So we're not going to make you change. We have to change. But yeah, so IP warning on OA Hero and by a brand I'm looking at has loads of FBA sellers. Thoughts? Yeah, what brand is it? Let me know. What's the? It's IP. Yeah, so basically it could mean that in the past, like some brands are really like ruthless when it comes to IP. It means, and it's actually a good question. It's a good point actually. But yeah, sometimes brands like IP one time a year, like CeraVe. Not CeraVe. What brand was it? There was one brand I can't. What brand was it? There was one brand that basically once a year they'd IP everyone, and then the rest of the year it was all fine. Other ones are really strict. Like every month, every 2 weeks, they're IPing you constantly. CeraVe was one of those ones actually. But I kind of have to put IP for all of them. Now, this is where it gets a bit tricky to like keep it up to date, I suppose. But I suppose I could say like, what the time frames of the IPs. That gets really tricky though. But it could be an interesting one though. We could use the charts to figure that out maybe. It's an interesting one, yeah. It's an interesting because there are some brands where I kind of have to mark it as IP because it's like one time a year. And they do IP, and you just never know what they might happen in the future. But they've definitely not done IPs. But then other ones where they're just stricter. So yeah, let me know what brand that is, Adrian. I'll be interested. If you want to DM me, if you want to, or you can put it in here. It's up to you. Yeah, someone just said it was asking me for an analysis on a product. I said, "What's the COG?" And they were saying, "I don't know what COG stands for." So yeah, sometimes I forget people don't know the terminology. So yeah, cost of goods. Yeah, so yeah, give it a go. Yeah, go onto Hugo Boss page on Amazon, and you should get hard gated on that one. So yeah, hey Amazon. Hey Amazon. Hey Ryan, how's it going? Ryan's been absolutely crushing it on the old social media recently, and on Amazon to be fair. So yeah, go check him out. Yeah, that's an interesting one actually. I'm actually not sure that one is. I think it has had IP in the past, Adrian. I mean, I can say it. I think it's fine to be fair because it's fine. I think. Are you okay with me saying what the brand is? Let me know. But yeah, that one is an interesting one because I have actually sold that. I actually think you are right. I think that's one that I actually think I could actually take it off, to be fair. But I'd have to check the data. I'd have to go through about 10, 20 products and see. But I know they have in the past, but I feel like I've not seen one in a very, very long time from that brand. I feel like there needs to be like a year maybe. I don't know. I need to think about how like we're going to display this data a bit better maybe when it comes to IPs and stuff. Like you say, you have the brands that are really strict, other brands that are not so strict. It's difficult for me to kind of portray it and also keep that data up to date. But yeah, I don't want to like say, hey, this is a fine brand and everyone gets IP'd. I'm like, Simon, is I get in trouble. So it's a tricky one really. But yeah, Ryan's absolutely crushing. When are you quitting your job, mate? When are you quitting your job? Yeah, I saw the warehouse tour one. I've not watched the latest one, I don't think. The latest few. I saw them pop up though. But yeah, mate, you're absolutely crushing it, honestly. So yeah, it's good. Ryan's a great example. Someone to copy, basically. Absolutely. Well, basically just replicating me in a way. You started your Amazon, doing the social media, maybe get a Discord group going, I don't know. And go from there, basically. So, yeah. It's all good, mate. Shamsha saying, if you buy from Amazon EU to sell on Amazon UK, if you get an IP, do they accept Amazon EU invoices? It depends what IP you get. If you get a parallel import, they will not accept it. But if you just get an IP where it's like an actual IP, then yes, it'll be fine. Yes, it's absolutely fine. So yeah, thanks for the question, by the way. So I'll get MTT. I'll just answer your question quickly, then I'll go back to SSA. So how many different perfumes you bought for Q4? I've just started buying now. Literally yesterday, I spent £6,000. No, 4.5. No, about £7,000. I think it was on. No, it was about £6,000, £6,500 on perfumes. I bought 200 of one brand and I bought 78 of another brand. I don't know what they were now. Let me go. One was Gucci, and then the other one was. Let me have a look. I actually can't remember the other brand. Oh, Latefa. That's it. The first time I've ever actually bought that brand, to be fair. For whatever reason, I was avoiding that brand. I was getting mixed up between all these different... this brand's from Dubai, isn't it? There's quite a few of these UAE brands. Latefa is one. What's the one that everyone that's really strict and is like really bad? I can't remember the code now. There's Latefa. There's another one as well, Amaran as well. Anyway, for some reason I've been avoiding all these because there was that one that was really bad. I can't remember the name of them now. But yeah, I bought some of that as well. So hey, it should be pretty good for Q4. So that's 278 units there. I need to get more. Basically, need to get back on it. To be honest, I'm focusing on the mentoring than actually buying stock. But I did get a little squeeze and a little bit of Quigator sauce in there. So going back to SSA. So would you? Hi, by the way. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate it, by the way. Yeah, happy to give my advice. Part-time FBA, making 90 profit a day. Hey, that's pretty good, isn't it? God, that's all right. So that's like just about 33,000 a year or something like that. I have 60 ASINs. How do you increase profit? Is just to get more ASINs in. So there are multiple ways you can scale your business. Yeah, sourcing more products is one of them. So getting more ASINs is one way. Increasing your sourcing criteria. So are you running out of money every month, basically? Do you have, when you do your sourcing, are you running out of money and then you have more leads than you have money? Or is it the other way around? Do you have more money than leads? Let me know. But basically, yeah, you can just buy more, source more, and buy more ASINs is one of them. The other thing you can do is increase your sourcing criteria. So if you are basically running it, and this happens quite a lot of people I talk to these days, they've got more leads than they have money. So when that happens, you need to increase your sourcing criteria. So if you are running out of money and you've got all these leads you can't buy, bump up your sourcing criteria. If you're doing 30% ROI, well then bump it to 35% ROI. Or 40% ROI. If you're looking at minimum of like £2 profit or £3 profit, maybe up to £5 profit. So you can increase your sourcing criteria there. And this is just adjustments you need to keep making. You can do that. And then if you find your money left over, then you can maybe go back and buy some 30% ROI ones. But that's another way to increase profits. So you're utilizing the same money you've got now, but you're improving the profit you can make from it. And then the final one is always buy more of the leads you're finding. So if you when I first started out, pretty much I just bought 10 units of everything, basically. I wasn't very good at analyzing products. I wasn't good at looking at SPMs and stuff like that. I was just buying 10 units. So what you need to do now as well is then buy more units. And again, this helps with if you've got excess capital. I don't know if you do or not. But yeah, where you can basically, rather than buying 10 units, now start looking at, can I buy more units of the same thing? Like if I find a really good deal, I'm trying to clear the site, basically. And again, I run out of money. There was a really good one, John Lewis, 2 months ago. Anyway, 2 months ago, and to basically bar the units out, it cost me about £250,000. I don't have that to spend in one ASIN, and that was too risky anyway, even though I did have the money. But I really would love to have bought all those out, but just couldn't do it. But there was some other ones that I did buy out, and I spent like 5-10 grand on them. So yeah, that's pretty much the best ways to scale that business, essentially. It's kind of those three kind of things. But again, it all depends on your cash flow, your sourcing, all that kind of stuff, essentially. But yeah, let me know. Haramania, that's it. Yeah, that's the brand that's really bad. Yeah. No, Armaf's fine. I think Zara. Armaf's, I think, is fine. Again, I've been avoiding these UAE brands. But Al Haramain is really bad. Avoid them at all costs. They're horrendous. They'll lie and say your items are fake. I've seen it. I've literally seen it. Total BS. But the other ones I think are okay. Latefa is definitely okay. I think people have been absolutely crushing on that brand. I've been sleeping on that one. Honestly, I still sleep on these brands. Like Ralph Lauren, I've been sleeping on and totally missed the boat on that one. Latefa is another good one as well. There's probably others I'm not even aware of. In fact, I definitely see people saying, "Hey, I've been selling this brand, this like hair product," and I'm like, well, I don't know why, but every time I saw that one, I was skipping it for whatever reason. They're like, "Yeah, I'm printing money with this." I'm like, God. God damn it. But it is what it is. You can't get them all. Please type how do you which brand to avoid? It's Al Haramain, I believe. That's how you spell it. Let me just double check. I think I spelled it correctly. Yeah, I did, yeah. Avoid at all costs. There you go. Don't buy that brand. Yeah, so let me know, SSA, if that kind of helps on that one. And that advice I just gave you there. So Ryan's saying, thinking of going full-time in January, just need to get more money. Generally not too many leads at the moment. Yeah, you need to get more money, basically. Cash flow is always a big issue. It always is. So MTT, are they low-price perfumes or high-end perfumes? The Gucci was mid, I'd say. Gucci's a low mid brand, I'd say. Latefa is a low end brand, I'd say. On the lower end side, I'd say on that one. Gucci's probably I'd say a mid-tier brand. I'd say about 40 quid. It's probably about a mid-tier. I think, I don't know how you kind of tier these brands of perfumes, but yeah, I'd say 40, 50 quid is probably a mid-tier perfume brand. Anything above 50 quid is getting onto that higher tier. And then you get like ultra high tier like Creed and things like that, which is like ridiculously expensive. I went through a bit of not a perfume phase, an aftershave phase where I was having all these fancy aftershaves like Creed and all that kind of stuff. It's expensive as hell. It's spending a fortune. Saying that I've got so many aftershaves, I don't know what to do with them all. But yeah, I think my favorite one now actually that I've chosen, kind of my like go-to one, is the Thierry de Hermes. So I'd say that's probably a high-end one as well, to be fair. I love that one, to be fair. Thierry de Hermes is my sort of go-to one that I stick with now for my personal aftershave. But yeah, so you've got the brand that's there. Gucci, how many per unit will you make? So right now, it wasn't that profitable. It's about £2.50 profit. So essentially kind of break even. But I looked at Q4 last year and it looked really good. It's going to make about, it feels like £5 to £8. I can't remember exactly. £5 to £8 profit per unit. Maybe more, something around that. Let's just say £8, for example. So what's that, about 1,600? Yeah, I've got 200 units, £1,600 profit. So given minus expenses and stuff, but yeah, something like that. So you've got to build up the ASINs essentially. So I need to get more ASINs. And I only felt comfortable getting about 200 of those. I think the SPM went up to about. We're saying that when I looked at that Gucci one, I remember now. It basically this time last year it was only selling about 200 a month. And it went up to 1,000. So it went up 5x basically. But right now, this year, it's already doing like 800 a month. So if that goes up 5x, it's going to be like 4,000. So for whatever reason, it's way more popular now than it was this time last year, which then made me think, it's going to go up. So maybe I should have bought more, but it was expensive, to be fair. It was 4,992 minus excluding VAT. So, times by 1.2. Some math I can do in my head, some I can't. Yeah, just £6,000. See, I did spend about £8,000 actually. Yeah, I lose track, to be fair. But yeah, so and then the Tafer, I don't remember. I couldn't even remember the brand. I don't know, but it looked pretty good, to be fair. Again, a lot of the stuff, especially with the Gucci, like it was like say £2 profit now. So we wouldn't necessarily get rich off that one, but but it's still nice to be knowing I'm buying stuff that even now I can make money on it. Not much, but at least some money. But that one there is like it's a Q4 purchase. It's a Q4 one. So if the worst comes to worst, the price doesn't go up, I'm making a couple of quid or whatever, a pound after prep costs and shipping. But I've taken that kind of risk, I suppose, and hopefully I'm going to make £5, £8, £10 per unit. It's a good one. It's one of those ones that people will buy. It's a good one. So yeah. No problem. I have to help SSA. Cash flows issue. Yeah, exactly. So if you are running out of cash every single month, you need to increase your sourcing criteria 100%. So you need to increase that 35-40%. It's going to be tough because you're going to be leaving deals on the table essentially because you'll be like, well, that's 30% and I'm not going to buy that. So the other thing as well, of course, is don't just look at the ROI, look at the profit you can make. And this is the kind of way I source, to be fair. I don't necessarily look at ROI, although I really should at times. I look, and I think this is going to be good advice to you as well, how much can I expect to make on this product per month? So look at the profit you're going to make per unit. Let's say, for example, it's £10. Okay, the lead you found. Then you need to decide how many, let's say it sells 100 a month, for example. And you're expecting to maybe get 10 sales a month out of that 100. So you'd make £100. So you do 10 times 10 would be 100. So in that case, you say, well, you need to decide essentially what is your minimum criteria you're going to accept on a profit per month basis. It might be £50 per month per listing. It might be £30. So in that case, if it's £50, you might buy it. Now, let's say we take the same example. You're going to make £10 per unit. You don't expect to sell 3 units. So you're expecting to make £30 per month on that listing. Well, in that case, you might decide it's not worth my time and effort to do that. So that's another way to look at it as well, is how much you're going to make on that listing per month. This is where you have to get a little bit more, do a bit more analysis. You need to look at the sales per month, especially the expected sales per month as well for Q4. You need to look at the number of sellers that are there right now that are within sort of 5% of the current buy box price. So if there's 100 sellers in there, I wouldn't say it's 100 divided by 100. No, it would be 1 sale per month because not everyone's a competitive price. So I'm looking at the number of sellers within a competitive price. Taking that number of sellers, let's say it's 10 in this example, or 9 plus you 10, and then you do that basically. So 100 divided by 10 is 10, and then whatever, And if you're making £10 profit, it's £100. Essentially, pretty much how it goes. Like it's not 100% accurate, but it gives you an idea basically. So that's another way to look at it as well. When it comes to increasing your sourcing criteria, bump up your minimum, how much you're willing to make on a listing per month. Saying that, I've got my minimum, but if I find a product that I'm going to sell like 1 a month and it's £30 profit, I find it hard to turn it down myself. But yeah, it's one of those ones really. But yeah. Anyway, so, and to be fair, a lot of those ones where I've seen it's like one sale per month or whatever ends up turning out to be way better than that. So but yeah, increased sourcing criteria essentially is the biggest advice I can give you. Is that if you want the cliff notes on that one, if you're running out of money, increase your sourcing criteria. Simple as that. But yeah, no, that's good questions actually. That's a really good question because that's definitely something people struggle with, to be fair. But it shows you guys, by the way, I don't know how much SSA is playing with. Probably 100, 200 grand. I don't know. No, there. But yeah, like, people have more leads than they know what to do with. Not enough money. Whereas other people have the opposite problem. Not enough leads. But there are so many leads out there. It's just crazy. So, oh yeah, sorry, I missed that question. You did say something about supply chain earlier, I think. Did you? Yeah, so what's your thoughts on supply chain needed for certain brands? Started in USA, got my first email in the UK. It was a Sony product. So it started in USA, and I got my first email here. Oh yeah, that was the Sony, Microsoft. I got that email as well. They just want extra supply chain documents. So I don't actually can't remember what that whole thing was about. I kind of ignore that kind of stuff, to be fair. But I mean, if they ask for what have they asked, I guess. So I mean, I don't know what they want, really. So, I mean, it's such a strange one, to be fair. Like, I'd have to find the email again and have a read through it. What were they actually asking for? I can't remember now. Let me have a look. If I go to my email quickly, I'm sure I've still got it. If I search the word Sony. Because, like, are people faking Sony products? I don't think so. Are people faking Microsoft products, like Xbox controllers and stuff? Not really. Yeah, so I got one here that's fun. I found someone's alarm's going off. There we go. So yeah, it says basically branded listings require additional supply by the 17th September. Oh wow, so they've got 7 days to continue selling on Amazon. After this date, listings without valid documentation will be deactivated. You'll be unable to create a new listing for these products. You don't have enough information. Potential customer complaints, authenticity concerns, or violations with your listings. I mean, total rubbish, but okay. Microsoft and so I got it for Microsoft, Sony, and the Ordinary. So can you say step by go to the product you want to sell? I don't think I'm actually selling any of these right now, to be fair. Click request approval. It's just an ungate. It's just literally ungate request. That's all they're asking for. They're basically regating you on it, essentially. At least that's all it is. They're essentially just regating you. And they want 100 units, which is a bit of a pain, but there we go. But yeah, so I'm not too worried about that. I mean, I've sold Microsoft in the past. Xbox controllers now are transparency coded, so don't sell those. Sony PlayStation controllers are pretty good. So I sell any other. Let me have a look at my stuff. I mean, I don't really sell too many of these brands, to be fair, so I'm not too worried really. But it's just essentially it's asking you to ungate again. But yeah, so nice sale here, 64%. I'm not very good at profit, to be fair, but 64% ROI on that one. Yeah, I can't remember what ones I've sold in the past. I don't think I've got any of these products in stock, to be fair, right now. I've got no Sony in stock. Microsoft. I don't think I've got any Microsoft in stock either. Yeah, so anyway, it is what it is. I'll just ungate those as I need them. Nothing to worry about, I don't think, apart from the fact that ungating right now is a bit of a pain in the butt. But you can see there's change going on. So there's a lot of change going on at Amazon right now with the hard gating, with the ungate exit requests. There is this new ungating process coming at some point, which is going to make things easier and better. So we just need to kind of hold fire here. There's obviously a lot of changes going at Amazon right now. Amazon's a massive company, so it moves slowly. But this ungating change will come in hopefully soon. I don't know when it's going to come in. But obviously you can see they're putting a lot of steps in place right now, which is making our life difficult. But hopefully, 100. We should be able to get 100 units, no problem. I had a friend of mine ungate Samsung recently with 100 units. He's bought 100 like tiny little phone parts that were Samsung branded. Things like that. That cost 100 quid or something. I think maybe £200 to ungate. It's definitely worth doing. So yeah. Christina's saying, is Cogita and Arbisource your main way to source now? So look, I'll be honest, it depends on the time of the year, to be fair. Right now, pretty much, yeah, it's going to be all of it. It's literally Cogita and Arbisource is going to be, because I want to get perfumes, aftershaves, gift sets. That's all I'm focused on, really. And I'll obviously take any of the profitable items I can find as well. But yeah, that's the majority. But I'm also doing some other little OA sourcing, maybe about 10-20% of the time. I'm doing a little bit. I have some people send me leads here and there every now and then. But yeah, I'm doing the OA. But I'm also doing a bit more OA as well, because I'm building up the mentorship program as well, which is going to be mainly OA. Although I'll teach Cogita, A2A, all that kind of fun stuff. But yeah, it mainly is Cogita Arbor source. I just find it's easier, to be fair. I got really good at that, sourcing that, and found loads of profitable products. And with Q4 coming up, it's a no-brainer. So anyone who's watching this who's not signed up to Cogita, there's a link in the description. Get yourself signed up to Cogita. It's a wholesale marketplace. I think 600 wholesalers now all over Europe. You can get £100 off your first order with the code FBA Mogul. So make sure you use that code when you sign up, or if you've got an existing account, go to account promotions, I think it is, put the code in there, see if it will give you the credit. It might do, you never know. But yeah, for Q4, Cogita is king. Honestly, it's king. It is. But as a caveat to that, I do buy price drops. So I'm, again, chilling this. But basically, I use my brother's server, Cogita Price Drops. There isn't a link in the description for that. If you want it, I'll put it in there. But basically, I'm looking for deals. Just like with OA, I'm looking for deals. I'm looking for price drops, looking for price errors, looking for sales, and I'm buying those items. But obviously, with Q4, it's maybe a little bit different because I'm just like with that Gucci perfume I bought. I'm finding things now that are maybe break even right now or slightly profitable. Like I wouldn't have bought that Gucci one like now at £2 profit. Probably wasn't worth it. But I know at Q4 it's going to do way better. Well, I'm speculating it's going to do better. I've looked at the history and I can see that it goes up in price. The sales per month goes up. So I'm then obviously, and that's all we can do, by the way, is look at the past to try and determine the future. And it's not 100%. Sometimes you get burned, but as long as you're right 90% of the time, you're making loads of money. But yeah, that's what I'm doing basically right now. And obviously the great thing I like is I can buy a pallet load. I can buy hundreds and hundreds of units of this stuff, and that's where the money's made in getting the oh god, did my friends away? Yeah, essentially that's the way to kind of do it is to get it in quantity. So for Q4, because it sells in quantities. Like I said, the Gucci one, I'm expecting it to go to about 2,000 to 4,000 sales per month. So yeah. Anyway, that's what I do basically. Also, thanks to the code, Arbisource got a nice... Yeah, exactly. You got a discount. No problem. No problem whatsoever. Jacob, any nice hotels in Nottingham, Mogul? Perth trying to book one. All the prices are through the roof. Yeah, the Hilton. Actually, no, the Hilton's terrible. It's old and creaky. Just get a I don't know, Premier Inn or something, I guess. I don't know. A man of your means, Jacob. I mean, just go to the Hilton or something. I don't know. But yeah. So, Simon, stop doing it. It's like a mirror for me. SSA saying, which website we suggest for ungating Sony PlayStation products that provide invoices? Needs someone low cost to buy. I'd have to look and see. I'm not going to do it now, but there's definitely like if you search Sony parts and stuff like that, things like that. You can get little things like that essentially. I don't know is it actually Sony PlayStation? Is it PlayStation or is it just Sony? It depends really, but you can definitely get some like little parts and stuff, like genuine spares to repair. There's something here, I think. It might be quite a big ungate to be fair, because even if 100 units, even at £4, and you're looking at £400. You got VIP at Radisson. It must be nice. But yeah, you can do certain places where you can get little parts and stuff like that. Could be quite a good one. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure exactly. I'll have to look and see. But you can definitely, like on this place here, they've got all sorts of different parts that are about £4 or £5 each. I've just found now, spares to repair. But there's probably better places to get them. But yeah, look for, I think Sony do phones, don't they? So I know with Samsung, Samsung do phones. You can get like, there's sites out there that sell phone parts. And you can get like little, like just take my phone, for example, like the button. You can see it. But like that button, you might be able to buy. It might be like 96p each or something like that, whatever it is, like things like that, and you get 100 of them, you're good to go. So yeah, you can do stuff like that. But if you struggle, let me DM me. I can try and help you. That's something I want to implement actually. Once we get OA Hero all squared away, going to move my developer on to I want to get an ungate bot going in FBA Moguls in the server. But yeah, I want to get that done, and then I'll put it back onto OA Hero. But yeah, I want to get that ungate bot done, to be fair, because that'd be really good for people. So you basically be able to, and I stole this idea from Gaz, by the way, who runs his own server, where you basically like put in the brand and then it tells you the place to ungate it from. So definitely taking the inspiration from him. don't tell him. But yeah, it's a really good idea, so I'm going to improve upon it basically and make my own one. But yeah, any place to get Samsung ungated? Yeah. So how many units you need? Is it 100? Isn't it for Samsung? Yes, you can mix different DG products in one box, Adrian. Yes. You're all good to go on that one. Yes, you can. Yeah, no problem. You just cannot mix DG and normal. You can't mix normal and oversize or normal. Any of the basically needs to be the same things. Basically, if that makes sense. Yeah, you can definitely mix DG together. Absolutely no problem. But yeah, so oh wow, I've gone past the hour. That's awesome. It's been a busy Q&A actually. I appreciate you guys coming on. There's some fantastic questions actually. It's been amazing. Some really good questions there. Hopefully drop some good knowledge for you guys. But yeah, hopefully improving your businesses. Improving your profits. That's all we want to do is we make lots of money, don't we, on Amazon? So yeah, and I say Ryan, who's in the chat, is absolutely crushing it. Like, it's great to see, and Ryan's got big plans for his business and growing that. But yeah, MTT saying Paco Rabanne. Yeah, I love Paco. Yeah, as long as I can still sell it, it doesn't go hard gated. Yeah, it'd be nice actually if Amazon, if you're watching, tell us now which brand you're hard gating, please. Don't let me go and buy a pallet of Paco Rabanne now and then tell me in a week's time that it's going hard gated. It'd be nice if you could tell us beforehand, because this is the time of the year where we're all starting to buy these products for Amazon. So yeah, it's that's actually a little bit of a scary thing. Actually, it might reduce my purchasing a little bit, to be fair. So I might feed that back. And yeah, just say we want to know basically what's getting gated. So I got auto ungated Paco Rabanne. You had a tough time. Yeah, Paco Rabanne was a bit of a tough one for me, but yeah, I'm ungated on it now. It took a little while. So I didn't mention the Samsung. I don't know off the top of my head. I'll have to ask my friend. Let me just go on to WhatsApp quickly because I did have one. So give me a second. As long as I can figure out to search through WhatsApp. So I did find this from my friend actually. Let me look. I have to go up. Sorry, it doesn't make for good viewing, this one. But yeah. Can I find the link to this? I did find one here actually. Again, I've not checked these ones, so I did find this one here. Again, I've not looked at. There must be a better way to share this. Anyway, okay. There was this one here I found for Samsung, but I think there is probably some other ones as well. That one's gone. Oh, hang on. How much was that one? I found it for $223 as well. I think I've got here. Anyway, you get the idea. Don't know how you can share this one. Anyway, another one as well. There you go. So I'm not guaranteeing this will work, by the way. What ungating's like right now, but you get the idea basically of what I'm talking about. I think there was some other places as well. You can get some Samsung stuff. Just with these things, you tend to get like just little accessories and stuff. I think I found another one here as well. Samsung was one that I helped my friend ungate. But yeah, anyway, that'll do. Anyway, you got an idea of what you're looking for basically. Hey boys again, trying to send in GG products, but it says there's no space in the fulfillment center for the ASINs. Oh, is it all of them or one of them? Or what I do is you try and do multiple in one shipment. I try and break it down and see if you can just basically try and figure out if there's one of them that's causing a problem. Sometimes it does happen where there's like one of them that's an issue. Is a glitch in Amazon or whatever's going on. But yeah, I definitely just try and just go through the shipment process. I'm not saying create the shipment, but just like try and eliminate the one that's the problem, essentially, and figure out what one's having an issue with. Then you can send the rest of them in, and you can then try and figure out the problem with that one. But yeah. MTT says, why don't I sell chocolate for Q4? Just because I don't really know much about chocolate, to be fair. I know people make a freaking fortune on chocolate. People make a fortune on toys. They make a fortune on video games. They make a fortune on you can't do it all. I'm only one man. I can't do it all. This is what I'm saying. There's so much opportunity out there. And literally just me focusing on Perfumes Aftershave gift sets. Literally, one, it wipes out my time and wipes out my money. Let alone all the other stuff as well. There is so much opportunity out there. And yeah, chocolates is a fantastic one, to be fair. Like, you're going to sell thousands of them. And thousands. And I know there's really good RA opportunities for Q4. And I know people, again, it's not something I necessarily do, like RA and stuff. And I did 2 years ago we did RA, and I got some amazing Sanctuary Spa gift sets from Sainsbury's. I wish I'd done a countrywide sweep of those actually, but I didn't. I just did Nottingham. But yeah, it's just too much. It is too much opportunity and stuff. There's too much. So I kind of say focus on what you're good at. If you're really good at finding chocolates and doing that kind of stuff, just double down, triple down on it. Absolutely. Yeah, make a fortune on that. Yeah. For me, I just kind of like the perfumes. Maybe I should definitely pivot, to be fair. I don't know. I like them because they go through the roof. But with all the clamping down on brands and stuff, maybe I should pivot into something else. Yeah. But no, chocolate you can make a fortune on that stuff. Yeah, absolutely. There's all sorts of things you can make money on. So Bert was saying, need to speak to your mate. I was meant to catch up last month, remember? But yeah, absolutely, mate. What you're gonna do, mate, is 1 second here. Book in a call with me. So anyone wants to talk to me, this is the Cogito one, but it's just a half-hour thing. Just book a call in with me. You got the link there, guys. Book a call in with me. That's basically the best way to meet, do meetings now, because I'm relatively busy. I'm trying to get myself more organised, run by the calendar and stuff. So yeah, book that in with me, mate, and we'll get together. Ignore the fact it says Cogito on there. It's fine. Just book a call in with me. Anyone else wants to have a chat? There's the link, basically. I would normally give you the 15-minute one, but you can have the half-hour one. So yeah, for anyone else. Yeah, chocolate bundles, gift sets do well. Of course they do. Yeah, absolutely insane. Yeah, I might have. To be honest, I've got this footage. I did did 2 RA trips. I've got the footage, just sat around doing nothing. I need to edit it and get it out released actually. But Q4 is obviously an amazing time to do loads of RA and get some footage out there. I really need to sort out an editor actually. I need to sort myself out. Yeah, get back to doing more videos and stuff. And I've got all this amazing footage. I did a massive RA trip, made a fortune of loads of stuff, and just not had the time to edit it. It's quite a big effort to edit that. Anyway, what shop fronts on Amazon do you think are worth looking at for storefront stalking? Any specific sales you respect? I don't ever storefront stalk personally. It can be a legitimate strategy, to be fair, at times, but I just don't do it myself. I did in the past when I first started Amazon, but now I just don't do it. But I know people do it and they can... I don't know. It's just one I just don't do, to be fair. But there's none that I can really recommend, really. So I just don't do it. I did it a little bit when I was doing my sneakers, but even then it wasn't that useful, to be fair. So Bert's saying, is it worth setting up a call with a mentorship calendar? Absolutely, mate. If you want to do it, yeah. Whatever you want to do, Bert, it's fine. Yeah, whatever you want, mate. It's all good. You can do the mentorship one as well if you want, yeah. How much do I borrow for Q4? I don't really borrow money. To be fair, I use Amex and stuff. Now, one thing actually that's progressing now is my flat is finally selling. So I'm going to have a big cash injection coming in from a property sale. Now, whether I'll put that into Amazon, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That would be kind of risky, I think, especially as I'm looking to buy a house at some point. So, but yeah, I probably won't. But hey, look, if I run out of money and I see the good opportunities, I can always use, say, Cogito have Mondu, where you can borrow money. There's Wayflyer as well. You can borrow money from all these different places. So let me actually get you the link as well. If anyone wants to get a loan out, here we go. Hopefully I've got it. No, don't have it there apparently. Do I have a link here? There we go. If I get a loan, these are the guys I'll go with, basically, with Wayflyer. So, yeah, if I'll only get one if I need one, basically. But I can probably borrow money from people as well. It's fine. So if I need the money. There's also a limit on how much I'm willing to... I've already got about £250,000 in Amazon right now. That's probably my capital, total sort of stock capital and stuff in Amazon. You know, I'm pretty comfortable at that. You know, I'm not necessarily willing to... I mean, I don't know. My comfort level keeps increasing over time, but, you know, it's just... There's a limit on how much I'm willing to put in Amazon. You know, they keep testing me, and, you know, there is a limit on what I'm willing to put in right now. So, you know, and I'll increase that slowly over time, basically. But yeah, I might willing to take a 50k loan, maybe 100 if I could get it, if the rate was good enough for Q4. Maybe I'll be willing to maybe do about 100 more, maybe. But yeah, that'd probably be my limit, to be fair, where I'm comfortable in Amazon. It definitely does limit me, to be fair. But is what it is. You know, you've got to address the risk as well that's involved. So this kind of stuff. Ryan saying, so I started last year, RA home bargains for box sets. There you go. Yeah, exactly. There you go. You got a hot tip there from Ryan. So yeah, there's all these kind of, honestly, there is so many opportunities just within the Amazon space alone to make money. I say I don't take advantage of even probably 1% of them, to be fair, because I'm just in my little area and niche and stuff, and that's what I'm happy with. I definitely need to probably push myself out of the comfort zone a little bit, but there's also time as well, you know. Ryan. Oh yeah, sorry, Ryan. You said you're going to look to go full time in January. I think you said that. Sorry, I totally missed that bit. Need to get more money. Yeah, no, mate. Yeah, do it, mate. Honestly. As long as you make enough money and you can keep growing the business, definitely do it, mate. Storefront stalking is good fun. Yeah, absolutely. It's not a bad strategy, to be fair. It's not my favourite strategy, storefront stalking, but it definitely can be done, to be fair. And replens, I'll be honest, guys, I've got no replens. I did have one. 1 second, guys. The cat wants to come in again. I can hear her crying. Give me a second. Come on in. Come on. You probably got to hear my cat voice there. Cat seems happier now, so hopefully she's okay. You might get to see her as well. Oh no, she's crying for a pet now. So look, definitely can be legit sourcing method, to be fair. Finding replen and stuff. I had one CeraVe replen, but that's now gone, of course. What else did I have? I feel like I don't actually have that many replens. Maybe I've got one or two. I wouldn't necessarily say they're like crazy replens, but I guess I do have like one or two, but not really. I wouldn't really necessarily call them replens, really. And one of them's gone now, so yeah. But that's something I'm kind of bad at, to be fair, is replens. Probably missing some opportunity there, to be fair. What are your plans regarding new house and Cyprus trip next? Yeah, I'm not sure, but I'm all over the place, to be fair. I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to this kind of thing. Maybe with the government shake-up, she got rid of, we've got, not to go too much into politics, but I'm not a big fan of the current government. But hey, I mean, with the current shake-up, maybe things will change and get better, to be fair. We'll have to see what the budget's like, and I think it's November 26th now. And see where it's going. I'm trying to be optimistic about it, but I don't like the trajectory this country's going right now. So this is the worrying thing for me. But yeah, let's see what happens. Let's be optimistic. There's been a bit of a shake-up, hasn't there? So, hopefully now we've got rid of the tax dodgers out of government, or one of them that's just been found out. We can hopefully, I don't know, we'll see basically. I do want to test out Cyprus, but realistically, I don't think that'd be the right environment for me to live. I'm actually reconsidering Dubai, to be fair. I'm reconsidering it, especially as the weather starts getting a little bit colder and windier and rainier outside. I definitely am thinking of greener pastures in Dubai right now. I say greener, it's not green, warmer pastures, I should say. I need to decide really what I'm doing. But yeah, it's a difficult one, really. So I love the UK. I love the UK. It's a great country. It's just on a downward trajectory right now. I just don't like where it's going to end up in like 10 years. So, it's anti-business, it's anti-success, it's anti-everything. And then you go somewhere like Dubai and it's all pro-success, pro-business, growth, it's just so good. Not perfect, don't get me wrong. But yeah, so the cat's just come in. Hello. I know you want petting, don't you? Yeah. Can I pick you up? Come on. No. She doesn't like to be picked up. But she'll roll over for a belly rub, but she won't want to get picked up. But anyway, so I don't know, mate, Mitchie, but I'm all over the place right now. I don't know what to do with my life right now, to be fair with you. So, yeah, it's definitely causing me some stress to try to think about what I want to do and where I want to go. So, because as much as I do love Dubai, to be fair, it is definitely not the perfect country. There's a lot of things that just don't work for me necessarily personally. But yeah, anyway, I might still end up living there though, to be fair. MTT, I'm 40 in like 4 months or something like that. Yeah. Yeah. So, and it started to think about it's time to settle. Oh, there's the cat now. Come on. No, she really wants a pet. I might have to go off in 5-10 minutes. But yeah, so, MTT, yeah, getting up in age. So, yeah. yeah, it's a difficult one, but definitely a difficult one. But I'm all trying to be positive, and I'm trying to grow my business, improve myself, and just it's difficult in this kind of day and age in the UK right now. Look, there will be. I'm not gonna. Let's not get into all this kind of stuff. Really, yeah. It's like I said, it's not a perfect country. So it's got some good things, it's got some bad things, basically. So I can't seem to bloody hair. I need to get a haircut. But yeah, it's. I mean, there's a few big things for me. Really. Again, we're going to kind of more personal stuff here, but I definitely want to start settling down at some point, thinking about kids and stuff like that. It's definitely kind of tougher out there. It's one thing. I went there with the mindset of going somewhere to settle down and live, full time. But then no one stays in Dubai all year round unless they have to, because it gets so hot, it's just unlivable. So it's kind of a place where you go and move there to settle down, but you don't live there for 4 or 5 months a year. So that was another thing, but it's fine. I'm kind of over that now. There's a few other obviously small things as well, which we won't go into. But there's a lot of positives about Dubai as well, to be fair. There's a lot of positives. So it's a country. If you are someone who's trying to grow and build a business and be successful, there's just no better place than Dubai, because the entire country is literally growth and success. You see it. It's it's all building, it's all growing. And that is an environment that I love, to be fair. It just suits me down to a T. It is just, there's something about that place. It is just all go. And that's something I really like. That's a bit not in the UK right now. It feels like unfortunately, the UK is kind of regressing, not growing. And in Dubai, it feels like it's all go and all growth. So that, and obviously the weather's nice when it's not ridiculously hot as well. So in the kind of winter period, it's really nice. So yeah, I do miss the greenery out there. Anyway, there's pros and cons to everywhere. There's nowhere perfect. It is what it is anyway. So who knows what I decide to do. But yeah, right now I'll probably stick to the UK, but who knows? I might just go to Dubai for 3 months a year. What is wrong with you, eh? You going to come and say hello? Come on. Come up here. Come on. No, she wants to go and get a pet. She seems to have perked up there, which is good. Yeah, so anyway, any final questions then? We'll kind of wrap up maybe around... why don't you try Qatar? I don't know, actually, to be fair. What's Qatar? I don't know. Is it bad? I don't know. Yeah. Probably. Oh, yeah, of course, there was that whole airstrike, wasn't there, recently? Yeah, so, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, Cyprus is definitely one I'm considering, and the big problem is my dream country to go to is Australia, but it's really hard to get in. It's nigh impossible. I have to get really wealthy so I can just buy my way in, or marry someone there. But yeah, that's. But then obviously there's downsides. It's 20 hours flight from UK. Anyway, that's enough about that kind of stuff. So I don't want to go too much personal stuff around this kind of thing, but. Definitely big decisions to be made at the moment, but right now I'm looking to probably right now stay in the UK, see how it goes next sort of 4 years, 5 years maybe. I'll probably visit Dubai every sort of 3 months. So yeah, it's not everything, for 3 months every year maybe, and just enjoy living out there for 3 months, and do that basically. But again, it all depends how much I keep making. I've had some absolutely insane months where the taxes are going to be really painful. And it might get to the point where I just don't think I can feel like I'm getting value from the UK with all the taxes I'm paying, but we'll have to see basically. But yeah, for now, probably going to buy a house here. I'm probably going to sell this place. I've sold my other place. Well, not sold. It's not gone through yet, but basically they've just asked me to sign some transfer documents. So it sounds like it's pretty much getting close to the end. It's taken absolutely ages, that one. I've got some money saved up as well. So yeah, just basically. As much as I love living in apartments, to be fair, and it's good because they're cheap and they're easy to maintain, I want to get a house. So, I'm a bit sick of having a studio office as well. You can see all my camera equipment there. Got things overhead, lights over here, lights there. And this is where I also work as well. So it's a little bit, can I zoom out? And you can kind of see a bit. That's the full zoom out of the office. So it's, it's not a bad size to be fair, but I need more room, need more space, basically. So, yeah. I guess one advantage of having the zoom lens on there is you can zoom out a bit. You can kind of see the mess that my office is. Yeah, whiteboard definitely OP, by the way. If you like thinking and plotting and scheming and stuff, definitely whiteboards are good. Yeah, I've been having good fun with that. To be fair, writing, it's good to actually to plan things out and things like that. But yeah, oh wow, me talking about that stuff absolutely killed the viewership. By the way, it's like a massive spike down. About when was that? 9:20 or something. Oh no, they came back. Apparently, it's a glitch. But yeah, so the way everyone ran away. But yeah. Actually, you can probably see the cat. She comes in again now. But anyway, yeah, guys, I'll probably wrap it up there. Any final questions before I go? Let me know, and I'll squeeze a few questions in. Other than that, I'll probably shoot off. And I think the cat, well, not my cat, the neighbour's cat wants a pet. I'll have a play with her as well. Get the laser pointer out, and hopefully cheer up a little bit. Oh yeah, sorry MTT, my bad. French Avenue is a good brand to sell for perfume. I actually don't think I've even heard of that brand, to be fair. So I'm not sure. Sorry, I missed that question earlier. My bad. Yeah, I'm not sure about that brand, to be fair. That's one brand that I'm not that familiar with. So yeah, have a look at the sales on Amazon and stuff like that and see what it sells. Let's have a look. French Avenue. You might actually get to see the cat now if she goes to the back of the room. Come on, off you go. Well, there's one here, that a French Avenue Vulcan, is it? Doing $300 a month now, which means it probably has got a snake around it. It's not what I'm selling, to be fair. So yeah, even though I could say I'm pretty good at all the perfumes, aftershaves and stuff like that, there's even brands that I don't know about. So that's one I'm not that familiar with, really. So yeah, not good. I need to learn about new ones. I don't know if it's a new one, a new brand, or it's probably been around for ages, hasn't it, to be fair. So but yeah. Cool, guys. Thanks very much for watching anyway. I appreciate you guys coming on. It's been a really good Q&A session, actually. Been plenty of questions. Plenty of really good questions as well, actually. I really enjoyed hanging out with you guys. So I will be... I've got the dentist again on Monday, so I don't know if I'll be on Monday again. I have to get a bit of work done. They couldn't do it all in one go. It was not too serious, to be fair, but yeah. So Monday I'm going again. Who knows, I'll be on Monday. If not, I'll be on Wednesday, basically, at 8 p.m. I'll try and make it on Monday, but yeah, I'll probably be feeling sorry for myself again, and then yeah, we'll go from there, basically. Thanks, guys. I do appreciate it. Again, any of the things I've mentioned here, like the mentoring links in the description, not in the description, that's in the chat. Creator and all the other stuff. The giveaway as well. They've also got the MacBook giveaway. I would say I've got it down here, but I've actually given that MacBook away already. My developer's MacBook broke, so I gave her that one, so she could use that one for coding, and I have to get another one now. So, but yeah, there is no giveaway. Okay, yeah, good question. I've not created it yet, but the code is going to be should I go to Dubai. There you go. That's going to be the code for it. Okay, I'll create it after this, or yeah, in the next hour or so. That's going to be the code for today. And yeah, I'll speak to you guys later. And yeah, Bert, if I assume you booked it in. I've not checked my emails yet, but I'll speak to you soon. Okay, cool. Or I'll speak to you tomorrow. Yeah, awesome. Okay, thanks, guys. I really do appreciate it. It's been an absolutely amazing session, to be fair. I'm looking forward to doing the next one, to be honest. So we'll try and do Monday, but we'll see. I don't want to be dribbling on the stream, but maybe I'll make a funny stream, to be fair. But yeah, anyway, guys, I'll see you then. Okay, all right, bye, guys. Bye. Can you do a live on SAS? Interesting, yeah. I might have to bring the cameras along and do. Yeah, we could potentially do that. Actually, yeah, that could actually work. To be fair, it's a good idea, NTT. I don't see why I couldn't do that. Yeah, absolutely. I'll try and do a live at